I'll probably want you to double check. We are live. Woohoo! Hop on like YouTube or Facebook and check if it's going well.
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, it goes to YouTube too. So, hey everybody, this is Lydia Scherer, author of the Love, Lies, and Hocus Pocus series, and my amazing, wonderful husband, David Scherer, who is the designer of our new cat magic game, which we are kickstarting. Is it going?
I don't know.
Okay, we gotta go to Lydia Scherer, the page.
Yep. That's
okay. Sounds good. We are dealing with fun technology and using 2 screens. So I've got my phone that's filming, and then I've got my computer so I can answer comments. Oh yay, Stacy Floyd. Here's Stacy, you can be my guinea pig. Can you hear us okay? So yeah, tell us in the comments if you can hear us okay, and if like the audio is okay and stuff, and then we will get started. Okay, yeah, don't turn that on. We'll get feedback.
Yep.
Alrighty. Stacy says, yep. Hello, John Huff. So the sly one meets the creator. Yes, I suppose. So everybody, I'm just going to have David, since you don't get to see David very often. And by the way, I'm often going to be looking over here. Apologies, because I'm reading the comments and trying to respond. So I will try to remember to look back at the camera so you can see my lovely eyes minus the glare on my glasses. So I'm going to introduce my husband briefly, since you guys don't get to meet him or see him very much. First of all, this is my wonderful, amazing husband, who is wonderful and amazing, and I love him very much. And he has supported this self-publishing journey from day one and has been amazing. And it's been our dream to do this together and be independent and on our own schedule. And it's been beautiful and wonderful, and I love you so much. Mwah! Here you go. So anyway, it's always been a dream of David's to design games. He's a huge gamer, games all the time, makes me game all the time too.
Yep. She enjoys it way more than she's letting on.
I'd enjoy it more if I didn't have so much to do.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot to do. So I'm going to have David tell you all a little bit about his dream of publishing games and how he got started with Cat Magic and how he got the idea and a little bit about designing the game.
So Cat Magic started off as a math exercise. I was trying to, I'm working on another game as well, and I was having some problems with some of the mechanics in that game, and the conclusion I came to was the mechanics that I was using for one part of the game would make a great game on its own, like a simple game. And that's kind of where Cat Magic came in. I also have some nephews, a lot of them. And,
only 4.
And they're all around like the 8 through 10-ish range. And I wanted to have a game that they could play. So I wanted to do like a simple, just fun game that I can eventually play with my kids and my nephews and just anyone that wants to play. I decided the first game that I was going to do was going to be a casual game, because they're much more versatile. Like you can get more people to play. The original set of cards was like 3 times that size, and after trying to shuffle it once, I decided that I need to cut it down. So that's about the only change really that's happened to Cat Magic since its conception.
We added a bonus ending.
Oh yeah.
On the advice of a good friend of ours, Robert Turk, who by the way designs amazing games too. You should check out, what's it called? Wicked Clever Games, I think is his company. But he suggested an alternative ending, which you can find if you go to the Kickstarter and scroll down and click on the read the rule book, and it shows you a PDF. Go all the way down to the bottom and read the alternative ending. It's kind of funny. So
it may happen today.
Probably not. Usually that's really only going to happen if you've got like 4 or 5 players. So anyway, this is a 2 to 5 player game. I think it's more fun with like 4 or 5 players because you've got more like people to kind of be snarky with and to like banter with and to kind of hide what you're doing over
Yeah.
here while they focus on other people. When it's just two,
as with all social games, like,
Yeah.
it's a social game.
Yeah.
So if you really like the one person you're playing with, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
if you didn't like them, I'm not sure why you're playing a game with them, but okay. And then the other thing I was going to mention, it says ages 13 and up on the box for legal reasons, because if we have, or 14 and up on the box for legal reasons, because if we label it for any younger, we have to like pay for expensive testing to like make sure the product is safe.
And then someone could challenge us and say that the game is not actually for people, safe for people of that age range, and then we have to prove it in court.
So we can't like officially on the box and stuff say that it's like a family game, but it's actually a family game. It's great. Oh, here's Gadget. Gadget has come to visit. This is the magnificent Floof, our magnanimous overlord, who is the in-house feline approval specialist. She has approved of the game thoroughly because it's fun to lie on top of.
Yep, she saw us doing something. I was like, I need to be part of that. So she came over and was pawing at my leg.
Whatever's going on. I also think she wants us to go feed her, so there's that too.
Yeah.
Ooh, Floofy. She may just sit there the whole game. And Luna is circling like a shark on the floor. She won't get up here because she's shy, but she's around. So, so hi, Lydia from Shoalwater, Western Australia. Margaret Leando, I think. Sorry if I got the name wrong.
You guys couldn't see that, but Luna just jumped off the floor and attacked Gadget's tail. So
as it was hanging on the table.
That was pretty hilarious.
Yep. Gadget, you're going to have to move back a little bit. But it's very nice to see people from all across the globe joining us. And now we're going to get started on the game. And honestly, I think Gadget's probably fine there. We'll probably just leave her there. She's eyeing the camera, though. I hope she doesn't try to attack it. All right, so these cards are artifact cards. They have a different back. There's red. Oh, you got to get real close to that for them to see. Yeah, there we go. We will know. So there are 10 unique artifacts, and they've got a different card color back, so you can differentiate them from the deck. So these are not part of the deck when you play. You just deal an artifact card to each person. Each one has a unique combination of what items you have to gather. Oh, yeah, well, you can give me a different one. Give me a different one. The items you're supposed to gather in order to assemble your artifact.
This is your secret objective.
Yes, your secret objective. So you don't want to show the other person what your artifact is. And there's enough artifacts that you can't, you can't just memorize what items are needed for what artifact. Like I mean, I guess you could, but there's 10 of them, 10 possibilities.
There is enough artifacts that every combination is included. So literally any combination of items could be a winning set of items. I didn't want there to be a set of items that wasn't represented, so that nobody could just memorize these cards if they were so inclined.
There are cat hairs all over this table.
And yeah, so that's what it is. So I've got a secret card. Lydia, look away. Look away.
Okay. He's going to show everybody the card.
So that's mine.
Well, I guess now I got to show her. You look away. I'll show everybody.
Oh, I can't look that way.
All right, here we go. So here's my card. Here's what I have to get. All right, and each of the artifacts is a real item from the Lily Singer Adventures. A few of them are items that have not shown up yet. So there's a few little Easter eggs in there for people who know the
Do we want to give
series.
a teaser of one that's not?
No, I already showed them. Wait.
Do we want to give a teaser of one that's not?
No. Here, well, let me just pick a few of these and I'll read the. Let's see what's on here.
Then you'll know. You'll know what I need.
No, I've not memorized these, David. Good grief. We'll do that after. Let's just play the game. Let's just play the game. You can't look at them, then you'll definitely know what I've got.
I don't know. I wrote the game. I don't know.
So really quick, I just want to give a shout out to a couple people. Regina from West Covina, California. Penny Joanne from Callaway, Virginia. Deanne Douglas from Juneau, Alaska.
Wow.
I bet it's cold up there right now.
We've gotten a lot of orders from Alaska.
Oh, wow.
Like way more than I thought there was going to be.
Stacy Floyd from Indiana. Stacy, you're pretty close to us. Tammy from St. Louis. Oh, Jack and Williams wants a teaser, please. We'll do it after. Let's play the game first. Let's play the game, okay? All right, David, have you shuffled?
Yes.
Okay. So you shuffle the cards, and then you deal
Everyone
5
gets 5
each.
each.
All right, make sure Gadget's not in the way. Now,
So the rules on who goes first is whoever has the most cats.
since we own
We
the same
both
cats.
Own 2 cats, and Gadget loves me more.
No, she loves me more.
No.
Luna definitely loves me more. She
No.
will not. She always sits in my lap while I'm
Gadget
writing.
sits in my lap.
So my fans can bear witness to the fact that Luna sits in my lap all the time.
Gadget
I
comes
never
over.
see her in her lap. She's always in her cat tree.
Or she's on her bed that's sitting right next to me.
Okay, but that's not her lap.
She sits in my lap too.
No.
When she sits on my chair, she sits on my shoulder.
I am mommy. They love me more.
All right, so audience at home, who should go first?
There's a bit of a delay, so I don't know that we're gonna get very many.
Wait, we can
Wait a
talk
minute.
about them.
Wait a minute. All right, guys, vote. Throw
All
your
right.
comment in there. Who should go first, David or Lydia? Who won that argument?
Until then, I'm gonna pet Gadget,
You're gonna
so
pet
you
Gadget.
guys know that me and Gadget.
We'll look at our cards and strategize.
Oh yeah, I should do
We
that.
should probably do that. Yeah. We'll explain the cards as we go whenever we use cards. And you will see us often looking at
Very
our
often.
artifact to remind ourselves of what we need. Okay. Okay.
Well, okay. I have an unfortunate start.
Okay. So far we've had
Up, David.
no. 1, 2, 3. Lydia, whose birthday is first? My birthday is first, and we've got 2 for you. Ladies first. Hot. Heads, Lydia. Oh, we don't have a coin. I think there's more votes for Lydia. I think I'm more popular.
I don't know.
Ladies first. Cat moms rule. I don't care, sweetie.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Go.
Apparently, I'm going first because my husband is a very sweet person. So.
Oh, there's also a player reference card.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
if you
get
ever
both of us.
forget what you're doing, the little mouse on the bottom,
Yep.
on the
Little
back.
dead mouse.
it shows some books.
Yay! My books.
So little extra cards you get in the pack.
Yep. All right. So each person has 2 actions on their turn, and those actions can be used to do a list of things, which most of them are on this card. There are 1 or 2 that are in the rule book and not in here because we don't have room for all of them on this card. But that's a nice little reference to remind you of what you can do. You should put the deck over here where I can reach it.
Oh, yeah. I moved
Thank
it so I could pet Gadget.
Thank you. And you have your draw pile, and then there's going to be a discard pile beside it. So I have 2 actions. Playing a card is an action. We each have our build area in front of us that has 5 slots for the 5 items that we need to collect in order to assemble our artifact, which, by the way, the little vignette backstory is Sir Kipling, like from Cat Magic, is trying to defend the library from an unspecified evil, and he needs us apprentice humans to assemble artifacts to help to banish the evil from the library, because we have opposable thumbs, so we can assemble artifacts and he can't. So we have to collect the items, and whoever assembles their artifact first gets to become Sir Kipling's cat apprentice and help save the library and get all the glory. Get all the glory and honor from the magical talking cat. So I'm going to...
Oh man, the closed caption that's auto doing is saying Sir Kipling.
Uh-oh. There's closed caption on YouTube. Of course there is.
He wouldn't be happy about that.
Stacy says, I usually see them both in Lydia's lap. Sorry. Ha
That's
ha.
because nobody
Take
ever
that.
sees me.
Okay, so that is fair. Nobody ever sees you. Maybe you should post more.
Maybe I will.
So I'm going to draw a card, and I'm going to put down an item into my build area, and it is now David's turn.
Okay. So I always lose, so I'm going to do
That's
a new
not.
strategy.
That's not true. You do not. David is very good at gaming and often wins games.
I lose this game more often than I win.
Maybe you're being too nice.
So my strategy this time is going to be to play defensively. I'm just going to start putting out items and see what happens.
So David's strategy is to not necessarily just put out what he needs, but put out whatever he has and hope that, like, I don't know, I'll get confused.
Oh, I hope so. I can't get dead mice.
Oh, so you can't dead mice. So there is a card called Gift of a Dead Mouse. It is a gift card. There's only one kind of gift card, and it's Gift of a Dead Mouse. And you can gift someone a dead mouse into their play area, and that ties up a slot.
Yeah, it takes up one of their spaces.
Yeah. Keeps them from winning. If they have a dead mouse, they can't win. Unless, of course, they discover the alternative ending in the rulebook, which I'll let you guys go read.
Yep.
And to get rid of a dead mouse takes an entire turn or 2 actions, which means it is doubly difficult to get rid of. So it's like a way to block your opponent.
I just noticed I keep getting called Dan.
David?
Yep.
Yeah, it's David. D-A-V-I-D.
And I do play D&D. I used to own a gaming store and
Steven says, play like you mean it, baby.
Yeah, basically played D&D for a living.
Yes, David used to own a gaming store way before he ever knew me. It's a good thing I didn't know him back then because he had no life then. So
That's
I probably
really
wouldn't have fallen. I know
great
you're
life.
not. Well, but okay, but no. Unless they were at your gaming store, you had no life.
I traveled around street performing, owned a gaming store, like
no life for a family.
Professionally lit things on fire. How can you have a better life than that?
It was a great life.
Early 20s.
Great life, just not a life that had room for me at that time. So, anywho, I am going to look at my artifact card and remind myself of what I need.
Yep.
And then I'm going to use gift exchange. So gift exchange, which is a cat holding a ball of yarn and a rat in the foreground, allows me to swap a card. Oh wait, gift exchange? Okay, I don't want to use that. Oops. I just did that badly. So this is swap a card from your play area with one in another player's play area. I got this one mixed up with borrowing indefinitely. There we go. So I'm going to indefinitely borrow David's Wizard's Notes. So I'm not stealing them. I'm just borrowing them indefinitely.
So that was one action.
So I have played one action. I have stolen his notes and I've put that in the discard pile. Now that I'm done with it. And now I'm going to draw a card. All right. I'm done with my turn.
All right. I'm going to draw a card.
And hope you get something good.
And I'm going to give Lydia a dead mouse.
Dang.
So, gift of a dead mouse. It says, place in any player's play area. Requires 2 actions to discard. So Lydia is going to have this slot stuck.
And have to use an entire turn to get rid of it.
Yep.
And, oh, each card has a quote from Sir Kipling on it. And this one says, "You'll thank me later." I will not, but anyway. The Wizard Notes quote is, "Wizards, like cats, have all the power and know it." And I also have Iron Salt down here. And it says, "There's entirely too much water down here. I strongly disapprove." That is an actual quote from Sir Kipling. However, it doesn't really relate to it much. I think I changed that quote. This is a demo deck. The final ones will be slightly different. We've made a few slight changes. Apparently, Steven thinks I'm senile, which is fine because Steven's kind of a dork. So we love you, Steven, but you're a dork. Steven, by the way, everybody, is a long friend of ours who lives close by. So we're not just ragging on a stranger. Okay. So, David, you drew a card and gave me a dead mouse?
Yep.
Okay, so David's turn is over. I'm going to now use gift exchange to gift David with my dead mouse and take his ward charm instead. Hi, Gadget. Gadget's like, I'm just going to sit here and block everybody's view of your stuff.
And for your second turn?
Yeah, so that was one turn. So I played the card and switched the cards. Gadget, you can't sit there.
I think that's fine.
No, they can't see my play area. Here you go. You can sit there. She's like, okay, fine. We love you, Gadget, but we're trying to promote a game here. So, and then I'm going to draw a card. Now it's David's turn. He now has a dead mouse.
I'm going to draw a card. I'm going to remind myself of what I need. I'm going to draw a card, and I'm going to be done.
Oh, so David drew 2 cards. Yes, Gadget does want to play 2. At least she wants to be given attention, is what she wants. Okay.
Oh, so I saw Vansel, I think. Am I saying your name right?
Yeah,
Vansel.
Vansel, I think so.
Is in here. I don't know if you know it or not, but one of your reviews is on our landing page for Into the Reel.
So Vansel was one of our beta readers
Yep.
for Into the Real, which is my co-written book with John Ringo, which comes out April 5th. You should totally pre-order that baby. Get those pre-order numbers up. See if we can hit the New York Times bestseller list. That would be awesome. But Vansel and a group of other wonderful, amazing fans beta read it back like last year, February or something, and gave me feedback via email. And so we have a landing page with buy links and stuff, and we used Vansel's feedback to put up as a review for the book. So thank you very much, sir. You've been very helpful. And we're not being mean to the murder floof, Stephen. We're not being mean. She's just...
Where are you seeing that?
I think mine come faster than yours, maybe. I think mine be... Because mine is real time, yours is slightly delayed, so...
I haven't seen Steven.
Who's son of a motherless goat? John Huff says you're a son of a motherless goat.
See, I see that. What is vanilla?
Oh, vanilla. I think you meant Van Seal. So, John, I hope you don't mind me saying this. John was our number 2 Kickstarter backer and says Vansel is son of a motherless goat because Vansel is number 1. John Huff got up really early to be number 1, but he didn't get up early enough. Darn that Vansel.
I think it's your turn.
Yes, it is my turn. So let's see here.
What? I'm looking at that.
You're looking at my card is what you're looking
No,
at.
I'm not. I'm looking at that.
I'm going to draw a card. Then I'm going to draw another card. Go, David.
Okay. How many cards you got?
Oh,
Give over
oops. I
5.
might have to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, I
Yeah,
should
so
start.
Lydia's
All right.
cheating.
No, I'm not cheating. Okay, so you have a 5-card hand size. If it goes over that, you must discard cards at the end of your turn to bring it back down to 5. This is not an action. It's just a maintenance. So I'm going to discard unorthodox research. And I'm going to discard wizard notes. All right.
Draw a card. I'm gonna draw a card.
Apparently, this is a slow game. When there are more people, like 4 or 5 people, it can get pretty interesting pretty fast. All right.
I'm gonna discard ink and iron salt.
So that's why you didn't steal my iron salt, because you already had one.
Yep.
Okay.
How about I steal your iron salt?
I don't know. I would not. I'm going to draw a card. Don't need that. And I'm going to draw another card. Don't need that either. All right. I'm going to discard ink and iron salts. David.
I'm gonna draw a card.
See if he needs it.
And play an aluminum. Lydia's seeing if she needs it.
Yeah. That is indeed the case. All right. I'm going to indefinitely borrow his aluminum. Sorry, dear.
Okay.
And I'm going to draw a card. Dang it!
All right. I'm gonna draw a card. And I'm going to indefinitely borrow my wizard notes back.
Well, I'm going to do unorthodox research, get my wizard notes back that I discarded. So with and I put that in my hand. So unorthodox research allows you to draw any item card from the discard pile. Now the discard pile, you're not allowed to shuffle the order because which one is on top is important. If there's an item on top of the discard pile, you can just draw it. Or if you had unorthodox research, you could pick an item out of the discard pile. To pick any card from the discard pile, you have to have cat magic. Right. So my first turn was using unorthodox research. My second turn is putting down wizard notes. Okay. So, haha!
I'm going to draw a card. I'm going to indefinitely borrow your ward drum. My ward drum, actually.
Laura Romsberg says, hello from Laura and Bobinski, the cat.
Oh.
Also, Stacy said, how did you come up with this game? Guess I missed that. I think David said you were designing another game and just wanted to use the mechanic separately. And then he basically was like, hey, why don't we base a game off of my books? Because now we already have like a world to set it up on and it'll tie into the books and then we can cross-promote and stuff like that. So
if you really want the super nerdy portion of it, There's a thing called game theory, which sounds super fun, but it's really boring. It's lots of math, and you can go on Wikipedia and look up game theory games, and they're games that just teach movements of rational actors, so what rational people do in certain situations. And one of the exercises that I was doing with that, I was trying to implement it in a different game, and I found that that part was actually fun. So why don't I just do that on its own as its own game? And this is where it went.
So now Lydia is going, drawing a card, and drawing another card. And then I'm discarding Wizard Notes and ink. Now it's David's turn.
I'm going to draw a card.
Check if he needs it.
And I'm going to give Lydia a dead mouse.
So now 4 of my 5 slots are taken up. And we both have dead mice.
Yep,
and
it's your turn.
now it's my turn. All right. I'll draw a card.
I've abandoned my defensive strategy because
It was worthless. It was worthless. Absolutely worthless.
my defensive strategy required me to not put out stuff that Lydia needed, so she stole it from me.
Yep. All right. So I'm going to use the cluttering time, which says choose any player. That player discards their hand and draws 3 cards. I'm going to discard my own hand because it's worthless. Luna? She just raced down the hall and ran into the wall.
Luna has the zoomies. She
Yes.
just ran straight into the wall, ran down the hall, and ran into the wall again.
Okay, we have hardwood floors, the poor cats. So remind me, David. I play it and I discard it, and
Yep.
then I
And then
discard.
you put
Okay,
Yep.
so we got that order mixed up in our playthrough video. But you discard the card that you played. Now I'm discarding my hand, which I'm putting down in a certain order in case David wants something. He's going to look at it
Yep.
just
So
to see what it
You
is.
can always look at the discard pile to see what's there, but you can't rearrange it.
Okay, so that was my first turn, was using that, and so now I have another turn.
Yep. And another thing, whenever you play the cards, you play the card, it goes to the discard pile, and then whatever the card says is supposed to happen happens then.
Yep. All right. By the way, Kay Elizabeth says, Karen and her 3 mischief makers are here. Excited to get this game. My daughter, who is 10, wants to play the game. I think she'll catch on. Yes, crazy cat. She is a very crazy cat. What is the timeline when the game will be available? David, could you answer that while I decide what I'm going to do?
So as soon as the Kickstarter ends, we are going to make all the necessary changes to the files based on people getting their names and various things. And then we're going to send it to the printer. The printer that I've been talking to will send us a review copy back in about a month, I think, is the timeline.
Not for the review copy. No, I thought the review copy comes pretty quickly.
It does.
And then it's the printing
so they
that
said
takes a while.
within a month. So
Okay.
it usually takes less time than that, but the longest it should be is within a month. And then a couple months after that, we should get the full printing as long as nothing goes
And
wrong.
I'm hoping it won't take a couple months because they, at least when you explained it to me, they said it was within like a month or so.
Well, I'm trying to give worst case scenario.
Okay, so David's saying worst case scenario. So I am hoping that we will have the game available to mail to people by June. I think we might get it sooner than that.
Yeah, that is possible.
And if there's supply line shortages, for instance, there's been a big shortage of paper in the past couple months because we get most of our paper from Canada, and there's been a trucker protest in Canada. Not, it ended a little while ago, but for like a month there. And so I've heard that like printers and stuff were having trouble. But I just ordered paper. I just ordered books from Amazon, and they came like in a week. So hopefully that won't be an issue. So it could be anywhere from May to June. We're hoping it won't push past June. It'll just depend on supply lines.
Yep.
So, but we're ready to send the files and get the ball rolling as soon as the Kickstarter ends.
Yep.
We're just waiting for the funding. So
Yep.
I'm going to put down Dimmy Runes, and I'm done. And the quote on Dimmaroons is, "The smell of fresh tuna is impairing my cognitive abilities."
Right. And
there's a secret message on Dimmaroons. When you get the card, you can try and figure out what it is.
So I'm going to draw a card, and I'm going to play Dimmaroons.
Oh,
Our
okay.
very own.
Okay, well, I guess you won't need to steal mine then. That's good.
Yep.
All right, so now I have all 5 of my slots filled. That means I can't put anything down until I get rid of something, which obviously I want to get rid of Get to the Dead Mouse. David has...
The only way she can do that is either trade it with me with gift exchange, or she has to use her entire turn.
So 2 actions, my entire turn to get rid of it. So David has 3 items out, a dead mouse, and an empty slot. All right, I'm going to gift exchange my dead mouse
for
your ward charm. And then I'm going to give you another dead mouse. So David now has 3 dead mice.
So let's get 5 dead mice.
Yeah.
And you.
Yeah. Let's hope you don't. Let's hope I can win first. All right. So it is the end of my turn, and now it's David's turn.
I'm going to draw a card and probably lose the game because I think Lydia has everything she needs to win.
I do not, in fact, have everything I need to win. I'm drawing. It's my turn.
No.
Oh, you're not done?
I drew a card.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were.
Oh, was that a good card?
I'm not going to tell you.
What I need. And I'm going to draw a card.
Okay. Steven says, serious question. Is there a limit on the different tiers for the Kickstarter? Most that I've seen have a set amount available for each tier. So there is a limit on the upper rewards, which involve like a person's name in the back of the book or something. On the main tiers that are the game and then the game plus Cat Mischief the book, there is no limit. We could get thousands of backers and it would be fine.
Hopefully we do.
Yeah, hopefully we do. Like, we would love to have thousands of backers. We will send all y'all games.
Yep.
Stacy asked, can we buy the game on your site? Currently, no, it is not yet for sale on the site. The Kickstarter is all about getting like the pre-orders. Yep. Kickstarter, supporting the Kickstarter is very similar to pre-ordering a product. It's not quite the same because Kickstarter is not a real retail site, and they'll tell you in their terms and services there's no guarantee. Occasionally Kickstarters will fail, or something won't go right, or someone unscrupulous will use Kickstarter to lie about what they're doing and steal money. That's very rare.
There are a lot of Kickstarter horror stories in the way we wanted to like get around, not get around, but to reassure people that we aren't going to just run away with your money as we literally produce the whole thing.
Everything is ready to go. We just need money to pay the printer to print thousands of copies.
Yeah.
And David is over-exaggerating a little bit. Most Kickstarters are great and are fully legit above the board. But Kickstarter is not a retail site. There is no guarantee. It's just you back it. Here's the reward that we've promised you. And you trust us because you know us, and I've been around for years and everybody knows what I'm doing, that we're going to fulfill those rewards and send you your game as soon as it's created. And Stacy, after the Kickstarter, after the game has been printed and we get our big shipment, actually we're going to go pick it up, of all of our games, then we will put the game on Lydia's Share, store.lydiashare.com, and it will be available for retail sale. But that's not going to be till this summer.
So did you win? No,
I have not won. Long live, Maisie says, long live Luna the Usurper, which is true. Tree dead mice, see how did I? Julian wants to see how the Dread Pirate Toddler plays. Well, the Dread Pirate Toddler is asleep, and let us hope he stays that way, because if he wakes up, that's going to ruin the
So funny story, whenever I made the prototype for this, it was just the names of the cards on blank, like on white paper, like printer paper, put inside sleeves so that I could playtest them. And
you're done with your turn, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Wesley would keep stealing those and playing by himself. So I would see him like in the center of the floor with just like, at the time there were several hundred cards in the deck because I was still trying to pare it down to what the optimal number of cards was. And he'd just have them everywhere. And I'd ask him what he was doing. He was like, "Oh, Daddy, I'm playing your game." And then he would just be sitting there talking to himself and like putting cards in different piles. And it was adorable.
Eventually, we had to throw them all away because he would strew them around everywhere and make huge messes with all these cards. So we threw them away.
He had a box. It was about like
yeah, they didn't stay in the box.
And like
they went everywhere.
Them in it, and then you would dump them out.
Everywhere. So I took my turn and drew 2 cards, and now it's David's turn.
Okay.
So
I'm going to draw a card.
While he's going, Karen says, next up, Kip Plushies. Karen, I looked into that website that you sent me, and I emailed them, and I'm waiting to hear back about how their system works and what possibility. Oh, Drat, he's taking the word charm.
My word charm.
Now I have
half of your items I played.
That's the way the game goes. Now I have a gift of a dead mouse. So, yes, a Kip plushie would be adorable, and I would love to do one. It's just a matter of cost. So we'll see how that goes. Eve Adams says, I was aware of the game being created, but not where to find the Kickstarter. It's actually super easy. We have a bit.ly link, which is like a short link, and it's literally, I'm going to put it in the comments, bit.ly/cat magic. Capital T, capital G. It has to be capital. So it's bit.ly/cat magic TG. And that is a short link that goes to the Kickstarter. Or if you just go to Kickstarter.com and just search Lydia Scherer or Cat Magic the Game, it will pop up immediately. So, David, it's my turn, right?
Or the link that somebody else just put in.
Yeah, somebody else put a link in too.
Yep. Thanks, Vansel. I'm glad you're on my side.
What would Sir Kipling think of a Sir Kipling plushie? I don't know. Do you think he'd be insulted, or do you think he would preen?
Is Steven sending those messages just to you? Because I don't see it in chat.
It's Facebook. It's a Facebook. That's YouTube. Or is that Facebook?
I'm on Facebook.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Weird.
You're only seeing some of them.
Weird.
I don't know. Kip would either be insulted or he would preen, and I'd have to sit and think about it a little bit before I could tell you which one.
Depends on the quality of the plushie.
Yeah. If it's like super cute, if it's like one of those plushies with a gigantic head, a little bitty body, he'd be like, what is this monstrous, like, simulacrum? What's that word?
Simulacrum?
Yeah, what is this monstrous simulacrum of my august and magnificent form? You know, he would go on and on. But if it was like a realistic one, then he'd probably, preen about it. So he'd preen. All right, it is my turn. I'm going to draw a card. I'm going to draw another card. And it's David's turn. Now we're at the point where neither of us can do anything because we're drawing useless cards, like absolutely useless cards. So.
I'm going to draw a card. I'm going to draw a card.
So, Julian, there will never be a Dread Pirate Toddler plushie because humans are humans and cats are cats. So, just so you know, I'm not making a plushie of my son.
I'm going to discard a wrought iron and a wizard's note.
All right. I'm going to draw a wizard notes. And then I'm going to draw a wrought iron. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to discard wizard notes. Okay. So what I just did there, guys, was you can only draw the top item. And he put the item I wanted underneath another one. So I drew one item. Now I have another turn, and now it's on the top, and I drew that item. And then as maintenance, I discarded down to 5 cards. So
I'm going to spend 2 actions to discard Gift of a Dead Mouse.
Well, I'm going to use 2 actions to discard Gift of a Dead Mouse.
Okay.
Now let's see what David. See, he's like, yeah. I saw it coming.
And I'm going to indefinitely borrow your aluminum.
Mm.
Wait. Yeah.
All right. We're on slightly more equal footing. Well, I'm going to play wrought iron. And I'm going to draw a card.
I'm going to use 2 actions to discard Gift of a Dead Mouse.
I am going to. Hi, Charles. Charles says, "Hey, Lydia and David." I'm going to give David a Gift of a Dead Mouse and draw a card. And I'm done with my turn.
I'm going to use 2 actions to get rid of Gift of a Dead Mouse.
Dadnabbit, I'm going to use 2 actions to get rid of Dead Mouse. Oh, David's about to win.
I'm going to play a silver and draw a card.
David, so now, if that's everything he needs, he has to use 2 actions to reveal his artifact.
Mm-hmm.
So that means in order to win the game, you have to like finish your turn, wait till it comes around again, and then use 2 actions to reveal your artifact. So if I don't draw a card right here,
or have a card in her hand,
or have a card in my hand, which I don't, that can stop him, like a gift exchange or an indefinitely borrow, then I'm screwed and he wins.
if I have all the stuff I need.
Yeah, and maybe he doesn't. He may just be filling up a slot, so I can't give him more dead mice. So even if I drew a card and it's the thing that I needed and I played it, he would win because if he has all this stuff, because he revealed his artifact before it got back around to me. So, moment of truth. Okay. I think that I'm going to use cat magic.
So you drew a card and then...
I drew a card, and then I'm using cat magic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, drat. You might still win. To get a card from the discard pile. So cat magic lets you get any card out of the discard pile. And I don't change the order of the cards. I just shuffle through them until I found the one I needed. And then put it out. And now I have to discard down. I'll put out my wizard notes. All right. David, do you win?
I'm going to reveal my
David wins.
Ring of Cacophony.
Which it'd have to be
That-
way more close.
Yeah, that says if I have a silver, wizard notes, aluminum, ward charm, and Dimmu runes, I win the game.
Go, David.
Yay.
Fight well fought. See, now you can't say you always lose.
Yeah.
You won.
Yep.
So I needed the aluminum. David stole my aluminum. I had just useless items in my hand. I got a borrowing indefinitely, but like I couldn't use it this turn.
Yep.
Bar indefinitely. So because I drew cat magic, but that was one turn and I got borrowing indefinitely. I was so close to beating you.
I could have had...
I might as well have beaten you.
I could have had 4 dead mice at once, and I was waiting.
I was
on the
surprised.
fifth
I was surprised. I'm like, I wonder if he's gonna go for that.
one.
So the alternative ending, guys, is that if you get all 5 dead mice, you automatically win. No revealing of an artifact, you just win. So if you can get all 5 dead mice, you win.
Yep.
I was surprised David didn't go for that.
I was trying to,
But then I drew a dead mouse.
but then
you discarded, and then later I gave you another one. And
Yep.
you feel like you waited a little bit, but then it was too late, and you didn't want to leave it for too
you were
long.
getting too close to
Yeah.
winning,
Yeah.
so I wasn't going to try it.
If only you'd had the spine to hold on. Not spine. The nerves. The nerves.
I would have had
steel.
4 and you would have won because you would have held the last one.
I know. That is true. All right, David won.
So are we
High
gonna,
five, David.
Are we going to do spoiler item? Which one's a spoiler item?
This one and this
Well,
one.
this one is in a book that's already out.
No, it's mentioned, but both of them are meant. Okay, so this is the only one that has not been mentioned at all. This one's been mentioned, but nobody really knows like the truth of it yet.
All right, so who wants the spoiler card? Who wants to see it?
They've already seen a picture. I have already posted a picture of the original art that when I was designing it. So, wait, you don't even know what that is.
I do.
Oh, okay. Don't give away too much.
I'm not. I'm
Okay.
just gonna show the card.
Oh, okay, you're just going to show them. All right, Jesse wants spoilers. Sorry, Jossie McLeod wants spoilers. You got to go over there and hold it right up to the camera for them to see it. All right, so here's the spoiler card. It says, "When you lop off your own arm, don't come crying to me." And that is a quote. That is a future quote from Sir Kipling that will appear in a future book. And you guys can guess who he's talking to when he says that. So,
Okay.
what are you doing?
Do book 1 artifacts up close.
Yeah, you guys know that one very well. If you've read book 1, don't lie to yourself. You always have a choice. Says Sir Kipling.
And here is a...
There's your dislike of the truth is not my problem. That is an iconic Sir Kipling quote. So Sebastian's truth coin. And there's Lily's word bracelet. I am always on your side, whether you like it or not. Another iconic Sir Kipling quote.
And the rest of these are, well, like actual kind of spoilers items if people haven't read
No,
past the first couple
Gadget.
books. Yep, Gadget wants to
Gadget's
see me.
clawing our legs, trying to get us to go feed her. So.
Got this art.
And by the way, our artist is a wonderful lady named Hannah Hamilton, who just had a baby like 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago? She just had a baby. So she is not really going to show up on any live streams, unfortunately. We would have loved to have included her, but she's a little bit busy right now, adjusting to being a new mom, and her baby is adorable. And I believe his name is Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald.
Yeah, Fitzgerald. Adorable. He's so cute. So everybody say a prayer for poor Hannah. She's a new mom, but she finished all of our art in time and did a wonderful job, and is an amazing artist and so cute. All right, my computer's at 4% battery, so I think it's time to end our live stream.
Little mouse.
It has been wonderful hanging out with all of you all and getting to interact. Thank you for commenting and watching and cheering for me, even though I lost. I guess it's appropriate that the designer of the game won.
It rarely happens.
It does. Well,
rarely
no,
happens.
but not rarely. You win pretty often. And by the way, also remember the cards we're showing you are demo cards,
Yep.
which we got printed from a different person because the printer who's printing us in bulk don't do like single decks.
Yep.
And so they're sized a little bit differently. They're a bit bigger in size and closer to the edge and a bit more scrunched. The real cards are going to look a little bit better.
Yeah.
In case anyone was wondering.
If anybody has any, like, how do you make a card game questions, you can feel
Maybe I
free
should
to...
go. Steven says, wait, maybe I should go grab my power cord and plug my computer in so we don't have to go.
Yeah.
All right, go talk about the game.
Like, what about the game?
So
So
tell people about the game.
let me pull this computer over so I can see chat real time. So if anybody has any questions about like how to make card games and how to make like how that design process, like the actual process and stuff, what it looks like, I'm more than glad to like talk people through it. The way the process worked for me is I had this idea for the game and used index cards to begin with.
Oh, it goes
Like
on that side.
the first iteration of this game was a stack of index cards that I got from like Staples and just wrote all the names and like what the cards did down. And I had a spreadsheet that I had up where I was doing all the math of how many cards of each there were going to be and like doing percentile like.
And he asked me
calculations.
incessant questions
Yep.
for feedback. It's a little bit annoying.
But yeah, so like the very first iteration of this game, and anybody can make your own card game if you want. It just takes having a stack of index cards and writing and drawing stuff on it. We didn't have any type of art or anything on it. The way that we found that we looked for artists is we went to there's a bunch of websites online that you can look at people's art. It's like kind of an art profile, like portfolio. And I kept having a problem of sending people requests for stuff, going, "Hey, I'd like to do this card game. Could you tell me how much money it would cost to have you do art?" And everyone was responding with, "Tell me how much you're going to pay me," and like being real, just kind of weird like that. And I was complaining to our mutual friend of ours, and she's like, "Oh, I do art, and these are my prices." And she drew up some like really adorable cat pictures, and we found an artist. Like at that point, it went from being a thing that I didn't really know how I was going to get it off the ground to, hey, this is happening.
We looked at some artists on DeviantArt first, though.
It wasn't DeviantArt. It was.
What was it?
I'll tell you later. It's a really popular site. I just can't think of it right now. Yeah, and I looked for a printer. Found out that printing is really expensive, and you have to order in really large volume.
Thousands and thousands.
Um,
By the way, there's a bunch of people in the comments saying, you know, wonderful stream. Thanks. Goodbye. Have a good night. So I'm going to say a big goodbye to everybody. Thank you, everybody who has to hop out and go to bed or whatever you're doing. We love you lots. Thanks for hanging out. I think I'm going to let David talk a little bit longer while I eat this pizza.
all right. But yeah, I reached out to several printers and we're like, hey, we'd like to print this many copies, and everyone was like, what are you talking about? You cannot print that low of copies. And then we had to have a serious conversation about what we were going to do. And that's when Kickstarter became a thing that we needed to do. Because if you go to a printer and say, I want to print less than 5,000 copies, they're going to look at you funny and tell you that they don't do that. So yeah.
Yep. And it was very important to us that we not print in China.
Yeah.
We are fans of supporting the United States.
Yep.
So we were trying hard to find a printer in the U.S. and that's hard, and it's more expensive. It's quite a bit more expensive.
Yeah, and every printer that we found that said that they were a U.S. based company, whenever I dug into it further, found that their home office was in like Chicago, but their printing facility was in China.
Yeah.
Like almost every one. But the people that we made the demo decks through, they're just a vanity printer in the U.S. So these demo decks that we got were pretty expensive, way more expensive than
like per unit.
Yeah, per unit than the actual copies are going to be. And then I reached out to a company just kind of as like a.
How did you hear about them?
On a forum that talks about
we found a printer in Indiana, which is close enough for it to drive to pick it up. We don't have to pay for shipping,
which is going to make it cost a lot less because we were looking at like $8,000 for shipping, just shipping. If it costs us $8,000 for shipping, it's going to make the game not affordable, and we wanted to keep it affordable and keep it, so where someone could actually afford to buy it and give to their kids and not be like, well, this is a really expensive vanity thing.
So just FYI, the price of the game on Kickstarter, so like just the game support level is $30. That's not going to be the retail price of the game. Kickstarter takes a fee, and then there's processing fees for like all the credit cards and stuff. So the prices you see on the Kickstarter are a little bit higher because they're basically helping to fund or kickstart the project. I believe the actual retail price is going to be $25, and then because the retail price is $25, we'll be able to do like a discount on our website, and it'll probably sell for about $20 on our website or so.
Don't take those prices as law.
Yeah.
We're still.
It depends because for all we know, the quote for the print job could rise because there could be a supply issue of paper. Paper could get more expensive in the next month, and it cost us a lot more. In
the contract that we haven't signed yet because we don't know how many we need to order, there is a clause that says that the price that we are quoted could go up by thousands of dollars.
And that's to cover their back. Like that's okay.
Yeah.
They have to protect themselves.
So we don't have prices. What I'm trying to say is we don't have prices set in stone yet.
Yeah.
Prices for the Kickstarter is set in stone. So no matter
You're talking about the price of the print job.
Yeah. Well, no matter what, we are going to honor the price that we're saying on the Kickstarter site. Like that is that's set in stone. But once it goes to retail, it could be different.
Yeah, it'll depend on what the price is when we put in the print job. So.
Yep.
That's good pizza.
Yeah. So, does anyone have any questions or anything?
We're getting close to an hour, so we should probably stop here soon. Let's see if there's any last minute. Hey, let's take a peek at the Kickstarter and see where we are. I'll say a quick word about our stretch goals.
Oh yeah, stretch goals.
So, the minimum fund level for our Kickstarter, we set at 10,000 because we wanted to make sure it got funded. 10,000 is less, however, than what we really need. What we have is a savings account for our business, and we are willing to put some of our savings into our business savings to help fund it in case we got 10,000 and no more. But honestly, we really need like 16 to 20,000 for us not to have to spend any of our own savings to cover the print job cost if it's at what they've already quoted us. If they end up having to raise the price because of supply issues, it's going to be more. So honestly, like my true goal for me personally is 20,000. I feel like if we hit 20,000, then I can really breathe easy because I'm like, okay, everything's covered. All the shipping fees, all of the everything, like it'll be covered. So that's one reason we have the stretch goals and why, while we're super, super excited and grateful and humbled that it is funded as far as Kickstarter is concerned, like it's met the minimum, we're still going to keep pushing for the rest of the month and try and hit 20,000. And if we get close to 20,000, I will set up new stretch goals for even further.
Yeah,
I'm toss around ideas.
I'm super excited about the next 2 stretch goals. So the next stretch goal is an art book, and
with author commentary.
Yeah, that is going to be awesome. I've seen a lot of the art.
Because I have to do all the work.
But Lydia does all the work for all of the books, so don't let her.
I work a lot.
Yes,
I work like 14-hour days.
I was saying that. 14
to 16-hour days.
But the art book, I've seen a lot of the art that's going to go in it, and it's awesome. Like I really hope we meet that stretch goal, and then the story of how Sir Kipling came up with the game at 20,000. It's literally going to be Sir Kipling deciding to make a game and how that happens.
It's going to be very non-canon. Like, I'm not going to write this in such a way that I'm going to fit it into the Lily Singer Adventures timeline and be like, this is canon. Sir Kipling absolutely did this. No, it's just going to be fun. What if?
But if you want another Sir Kipling story,
yes,
it is going to be an amazing.
I will write that short story and put it into the Kickstarter version of Cat Mischief.
Yep.
And so everybody who gets Cat Mischief through the Kickstarter will get that short story for free, and it will be part of the printed print run for Kickstarter. Because the Kickstarter Cat Mischief paperbacks will be a single print run of Kickstarter exclusive paperbacks that have Kickstarter on the front title page. And if we reach that 20,000 goal, or I think we've already reached the goal for the Kickstarter exclusive title page, they will be numbered. I will hand number all of them. So it'll be Kickstarter and then like number and a little thing, and I'll do the numbers. And the backer order is how I will number them. So Vancel, you're getting number 1. And John Huff gets number 2. Rival fans.
Yeah. So if you want more Kickstarter or more Sir Kipling stories, share.
Yes, please share.
Share it with your friends.
Tell everybody about it.
Like we would love to do all of the things that we've set out without making the Kickstarter goals, but it's not financially viable to spend that extra work without.
Yeah, because it's a lot of time for me, and I can either be writing more books, which make us more money, or I could be doing Kickstarter stuff. And so if I don't have the extra funding for the Kickstarter, like we don't have the income to actually have me take time away from writing to spend time to create that Kickstarter stuff.
Yeah. This is both of our full-time jobs.
Yeah, we are fully self-employed. Ain't nobody giving us a cent but you guys. Like literally, you guys fund our life.
You guys paid for the pizza.
Yes, you guys paid for the pizza. I want to show Luna over here. Here we have Luna, who's just finished eating and has come up from downstairs. There's Luna. Say hi, Luna. Luna is the skittish one who likes to hide and not show up on camera. So, hi, Luna. Did you have a yummy dinner? She's like, nope, I'm going away now. Oh, hello there. Hello. Say hi to everybody. Hello, Luna. You skittish little thing.
So when both of us like to talk a lot and talk a lot about these things we're very passionate about.
We end up talking forever.
We are both very passionate about the Love Lies and Hocus Pocus series. So like I think I'm Lydia's biggest fan.
He is my biggest fan. I love my husband. And I'm not shy about letting everybody know that, because a good marriage is founded on respect and trust and open affection.
Yep.
So.
And if anybody that's watching this video or sees this video later has any questions about how to how to make their own game and stuff like that, I am more than happy to talk to people.
David wants to talk to people about it, so please ask David all the questions, and he will tell you all the things.
It doesn't matter how dumb you think the question is. You cannot top the question I got asked earlier today.
Okay, we are going to cut it off there. We're almost at 1 hour. Oh, there we go. 1 hour exactly. All right. Yep. By the way, this is only going to take 15 minutes. Oh God!
Stream that Lydia told me about earlier today.
Oops. Yeah. Well, this is normally our game night. Yep. Normally we game with my sister and her roommate on Friday nights, but we switched to every other weekend with them because they're moving into a new apartment, and so they're super busy right now. By the way, Gwen Murray says, I cannot get over how engaged with your readers you two are. Thank you so much. Well, Gwen, honestly, we are extremely honored by your choice to give us your attention, to give us your money. I mean, it's not like just a charity. Like, we give you stuff in return, obviously. We've got good stories. But we feel extremely blessed and thankful that God has provided for us and provided us the opportunity and the creativity to create fun things to make people's lives better. And we really appreciate that you guys love those things and that you love us. And so we just want to return that love. We're just big old mirrors of love. We're mirrors of love. So that is why we love our fans and we're very engaged, because we love you all. We honestly do.
Yeah. Good night, Jacqueline.
Yes,
thanks
good night, Jacqueline.
Jossie McLeod asked, how long did it take you to create the game? The actual creation of the game literally didn't take too long.
It was super fast. It was a couple weeks.
Less than that. The coming up with the mechanic and coming up with the cards and all that took almost no time at all.
It took a couple months to do the testing.
But the play testing of it, getting I don't know if anybody else has tried to track down random people and go, hey, would you like to play with these index cards and tell me what you think? That took a long time. Getting to the point where I'm like, this is a sellable product, took way longer than it took to come up with the game. This was just kind of like lightning in a bottle. I was like, oh, this would be a good idea. Let me write it down. Okay, I've written it down. Now what do I do? The researching how to get cards printed and how to get art and all that stuff took way longer. Yeah. But now that I've already been through that process, it's going to be way easier for the next time. Okay, now I'm actually stopping the live stream. So okay. We love you guys. Good night. Will you be going to any conventions to endorse? So Jean Nunnally, I'm sorry if I butchered your name, asked if we're going to any conventions. So yes. The last weekend in March is Lexington Comic and Toy Convention in Lexington, Kentucky. We will be there. We don't know our booth number just yet. They're still rearranging all of the setup, but you can find details on our website in a week or two. And if you go to lexingtoncomiccon.com, I believe it is, and look at the floor layout or look at the attending creators and stuff, we'll be on that list. But we will be there with flyers with QR codes for the Kickstarter to connect to the Kickstarter for people to back the Kickstarter. In terms of selling the game and Cat Mischief, we will sell them at physical conventions as well as on our website by the summertime when the products have fully been released after all the Kickstarter rewards have been fulfilled. So yes, they will be available eventually to the general public. For whoever wants them, they can get them on our website or from us at conventions. But that's not going to be maybe till July. Yes. I mean, it just depends on supply lines and how long it takes to print. So yeah, we might not be at a convention with these for a long time. With the physical, with the physical copies. At least we probably won't have them at Dragon Con because we'll have to lug stuff around. Yeah. But we'll definitely have them at Cincinnati Comic Expo in September, most definitely. Yeah, Cincinnati. September is probably going to be the first time that we actually have them at a convention. Just for sale. So, all right, love you guys. All right. For real. I'm turning it off this time. All right, bye everybody. I gotta end it on this side. Okay, here we go.